Behold, Pisander, urged by fate's decree, springs through the race to fall and fall by thee. Great Menelaus, to enchant thy fame, high towering in the front the warrior came. First the sharp lance was by Atrides thrown, the lance far distant by the winds was blown, nor pierced Pisander through Atrides' shield, Pisander's spear fell shivered on the field. Not so discouraged to the future blind, vain dreams of conquest quell his haughty mind. Dauntless he rushes where the Spartan lord, like lightning brandished his far-beaming sword. His left arm high opposed the shining shield, his right ear beneath the covered poke-axe hailed. An olive cloud his grain the handle made, distinct with studs and brazen was the blade. This on the helm discharged a noble blow, the plume dropped nothing added to the below. Shorn from the crest, Atrides waved his steel, deep through his front the weighty falchion fell. The crashing bones before its force give way, in dust and blood the groaning hero lay. Forced from the ghastly orbs, then spouting gore, the clotted eyeballs tumble on the shore. And fierce Atrides burned him as he bled, tore off his arms and loud exulting said, Thus, Trojans, thus at length to taught be fair, O race perfidious who delight in war, already noble deeds ye have performed, a princess rape transcends a navy storm. In such bold feats your imperious might approved, without the assistance or the fear of Jove. The vaulted rights, the ravished dame, our heroes slaughtered and our ships on flame. Crimes heaped on crimes shall bend your glory down, and whelm in your ruins yon flagitious town. O thou great Father, Lord of earth and skies, above the thought of man supremely wise, if from thy hand the fates of mortals flow, from whence this favor to an imperious foe? A godless crew abandoned and a just, still breathing rapine, violence, and lust, the best of things beyond their measure cloy, sleep's balmy blessing, love's endearing joy, the feast, the dance, whatever mankind desire, even the sweet charms of the sacred Tyre. But Troy forever reaps a dire delight in thirst of slaughter and in lust of fight. This sight he seized while yet the carcass heaved, the bloody armor which his train received, then in sudden mixed among the warring crew, and the bold son of Pylomene slew. Harpalion and through Asia traveled far, following his martial father to the war. Through a filial love he left his native shore, ah, never, never to behold it more. Successful spirit chanced to fling against the target of the Spartan king. The son of his lands, the son from death he flies, and turned about his apprehensive eyes. Him through the hip transpeering as he fled, the shaft of Marion mingled with the dead. Beneath the bone the glancing point descends, and driving down the swelling bladder rends. Sunk in his sad companion's arms he lay, and in the short panting sobbed his soul away. Like some vile worm extended on the ground, while life's red torrent gushed from the wound. Him on his car the Paphlagonian train in slow procession bore from off the plain. The pensive father now no more attends the mournful pomp along the shore, and unavailing tears profusely shed, and unrevenged deploring his offspring dead. Paris from far the moving sight beheld, with pity softened and with fury swelled. His honored host of youth of matchless grace, and loved of all the Paphlagonian race. With his full strength he bent his angry bow and bent the feather, vengeance at the foe. A chief there was, the brave in Euchre's reign, for riches much and more for virtue famed, who held his seat in Corinth's stately town. Polydus his son, a seer of real renown. Oft had the father told his early doom, by arms abroad or slow disease at home. He seized his vessel, bought a joule of breath, and chose the certain glorious path to death. Beneath his ear he pointed with a pointed bent. His soul came issuing and no better went. His limbs unearthed dropped useless on the ground, and everlasting darkness shades him around. Nor knew great Hector how his legions healed, wrapped in the cloud and tumult of the field. Wide on the left the force of Greece commands, and conquest hovers over the Achaean bands. With such a tide superior virtue swayed, and he that shakes the solid earth gave aid. But in the center Hector fixed remained, where first the gates were forced a bulwark gained. There on the margin of the hoary deep, their naval station where the Ajaxes keep, and where low walls confine the beating tides, whose humbler barriers gates the foe divides, were late in fight both foot and hundreds engaged, and all the thunder of the battle ranged. There joined the whole Boeotian race remains, the proud Ionians with their sweeping trains, Locrians, Pythians, and Ippian force, but join repel not Hector's fiery course. The flower of falcons get this Peleus led, Bias the great, Menethestus at their head, merges the strong, the Epeian bands controlled, and Dracius prudent and Amphion bold. The Pythians Medium famed for martial might, and brave Podocrias active in the fight. This drew from Peleus' noble line, if Pythius' son, the noblest is thine. No young Ajax brother, by still embrace, he dwelt to far distance, native place. By his fierce step dame from his father's reign, expelled and exiled for her brother slain, these ruled the Pythians and their arms employ, mixed with Boeotians on the shores of Troy. Now side by side, with like unwearied care, each Ajax labored through the field of war. So when two lordly bulls with equal toil forced the broad plowshare through the fallow soil, joined on one yoke the stubborn earth they tear, and trace the large furrows with the shining share. Over their huge limbs the foam descends in snow, and streams of sweat down their sorrowful brow. A train of heroes followed through the field, who bore the truths of Ajax' sevenfold shield. When every breathed or missive of his might, tired with incessant slaughters of the fight, no fallen keeps his brave associate grace, in close engagement of unpracticed race. The lordship nor build the helm, nor lift the moony shield, but skilled from far the flying shaft to wing, or roll the sounding pebble from the sling. Dexterous with these, they aim a certain wound, or fell the distant warrior to the ground. Thus in the van of Telamonian train, thronged the bright arms, the pressing five remain. Far in the rear the Lorcan archers lie, whose stones and arrows intercept the sky. The mingled tempest on the forest they pour, Troy scattering orders open to the shore. Now had the Greeks eternal fame acquired, and the Gallidians to the walls retired. But sage Polydamas discreetly braved, addressed great Hector, and this counsel gave. Though great in all, thou seemest averse to lend impartial audience to a faithful friend, to gods and men thy matchless worth is known, and every art of glorious war thy own. But in cool thought and counsel to excel, how widely differs this from warring well. Content with what the bounteous gods have given, seek not alone to engross the gifts of heaven. To some the powers of bloody war belong, to some sweet music and the charm of song. To few and wondrous few has Jove assigned a wise extensive all-considering mind. Their guardians these, the nations round confess, and towns and empires from their safety bless. If heaven have lodged this virtue in my breast, attend, O Hector, what I judge the best. See, as thou movest on dangers spread, and wars behold fury round thy head. Behold distress within yon hostile wall, how many Trojans yield, dispersed or fall. What troops outnumber scare the war maintain, and what brave heroes at the ships lie slain. Here cease thy fury, and the chiefs and kings convoke to council weigh the sum of things, whether the gods exceeding their desires to yon tall ships to bear the Trojan fires, or quake the fleet and pass unhurt away, contented with the conquest of the day. I fear, lest Greece not yet undone, pay the large debt of lost revolving sun. Achilles, great Achilles, yet remains on yonder decks, and yet overlooks the plains. The council pleased, and Hector with a bound leaped from his chariot on the trembling ground. Swift as he leaped, his clanging arms resound. To guard his post he cried, thy art employ, and here detain the scattered youth of Troy. Where yonder heroes faint, I bend my way, and hasten back to their doubtful day.